Good morning, afternoon, and evening to everyone who has joined us from across the globe. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to Milaan Foundation's 6th annual celebration of girl leaders. We dedicate today to millions of adolescent girls who day in and day out fight battles and odds stacked up against them to build a better and brighter tomorrow. Supporting them are the champions who commit their time, intent, and efforts to bolster, amplify, and strengthen the endeavors of young girls towards the promise of an equitable future. Today, let's celebrate these voices, join hands, and come together in solidarity, unity, and love. Welcoming us warmly is Milaan's board member, Amy Fahey. Before she addresses us, I would like to take a moment and on behalf of the Milaan family, express her appreciation for Amy's remarkable work towards women's empowerment. Amy Fahey is the founder, board chair at Women's First Bank, which is the only women-founded, women-owned, and women-led commercial bank in the country with a mission to grow the economy and advance the role of women within it. A powerhouse for Milaan. Thank you, Amy, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Shafali. As she said, my name is Amy Fahey. I'm the president of the board. I'm so very excited to be with you today and to talk about Milaan and the amazing programs that are forever changing the lives of adolescent girls. You're going to hear more about those programs in a bit, but I wanted to take just a couple of minutes to actually share my journey with the organization. 6 years ago, as I was retiring from nearly 30 years in banking, I was invited by my dear friend, Catherine Haley, to join a group of people on a life-changing trip to India to attend the inaugural gala for the Girl Icon program. There were 10 girls being inducted. Yes, only 10. But as they say, the rest is history for the girls, the organization, and frankly, for me. Since that time, Milaan has touched the lives of hundreds of girls and many multiples of that through the impact to their families and communities. During my trip, I was able to meet the girls and their families at the school, in their homes, but I was really taken by the resilience and maturity of these girls at such young ages. I actually can't wait, as I indicated earlier, to return and see the young women leaders that they've all become. I think most people would agree that human capital, skills, knowledge, and know-how are not evenly distributed. I didn't grow up wealthy, but I had shoes on my feet and clean water to drink. But most importantly, I had a support system that taught me to reach for my dreams. Research at the World Bank shows that the biggest returns from greater investment in human capital, be it education, nutrition, health, or social protection, will come from educating and nurturing girls and empowering women. In fact, most, if not all, of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals, such as education, poverty, gender equality, good health and well-being, and decent work and economic growth, can be positively impacted by educating adolescent girls. You may have heard the quote, if you educate a man, you simply educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate an entire nation. Some may think it's a recent quote, as it resonates so well with current public discourse. But it was actually Dr. James Aman Agri, the Ghanaian scholar, who was credited with this quote. And he died in 1927. This is not a new issue. And interestingly, the solution isn't really new either. But it requires not just courage, but fortitude. And fortitude is that emotional strength that enables courage in the face of resistance and adversity. I have to say, since the time I met Darindra and the entire team at Milaan, I've been in awe of their willingness and steadfast commitment to address long-standing cultural issues and not be swayed by the enormity of the problem. They have found a way to take an old lingering issue and address it in a modern way, using technology to multiply their reach. I'm actually honored to be part of this truly inspiring organization. You know, we can all kind of become complacent with the status quo, and sometimes turn a blind eye to the issues that exist outside our personal circles. Sometimes it's easier than going against the grain to force social change. We can actually convince ourselves that it's not our problem. Or we can lean in and find a way to be part of the solution. I want to leave you with a commonly used message. Only this one is the original version from Hillel more than 2,000 years ago. If I am not for myself, who will be for me? If I am only for myself, what am I? If not now, when? Thank you all so much for joining us today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the program.
Thank you so much, Amy, for your warm welcome and beginning today on a high note, making us all realize the power each one of us has in creating an impact. Moving on, as a keynote speaker for Milan's 6th annual celebration of girl leaders, we have the extraordinary Anu Jain sharing her inspirational journey and celebrating the resilience and passion of adolescent grassroots girl leaders. An exceptional entrepreneur by profession, Anu has always been highly sensitive to gender issues and has committed her life to empowering girls and women through founding the Women's Safety X Prize and dedicating her time as part of many advisory boards, of which of them being United Nations Foundation, Girl Up, Girl Rising, Pratham, and more. Here is Anu Jain.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you for joining the 6th annual celebration of Girl Leaders, where we listen to stories of resilience, courage, and compassion from girls working on issues in their communities and igniting a movement of authentic and lasting change. My passion for change started at a young age. I was born in India, but at the age of 2 months old, my dad got transferred abroad as a diplomat for the United Nations. I grew up moving from country to country. I remember my childhood as being very special, surrounded with people from so many different cultures. But one thing that stuck with me was how unsafe it was for girls to travel alone, regardless of which country they were in. As a child, I would visit India with my family every 2 years for our summer holidays. It shocked me to see the huge disparities between women and men, starting from the time girls were young. Girls were not given the same privileges as boys and were restricted in so many ways, including being taken out of school at a young age and made to do housework, while the boys would continue going to school. I knew the day would come when I would be able to advocate for change and have since dedicated much of my life to advancing gender inequality. As we listen to the girls' stories today, here are some of the things to keep in mind. There is so much research and evidence available to show us that adolescent girls have the power to change this world. Given the opportunity, they are capable of rising to combat intergenerational poverty and subsequently the social, economic, and political gender inequality in their communities. In India alone, there are 120 million adolescent girls awaiting for this mind-blowing transition. But unfortunately, millions of girls will not realize their full potential and aspirations due to poverty and deep-rooted patriarchy and that traps them. Adolescent girls in developing countries spend less time in school than boys, perform a disproportionate share of domestic work, and have less mobility outside the home. They have fewer friends, mentors, and social outlets as well. The global pandemic has further pushed these girls into vulnerability and exposed them to increased violence, exploitation, poverty, and illnesses. So how do we combat all of this and become better, stronger, and more resilient? How do we shift mindsets to start supporting girls' education and investing in their dreams? How do we break the lens that sees them as a liability, passed on from one household to the other? How do we disrupt the concept of marriage as an end and ultimate goal of a woman's life? And finally, how do we increase the investment of communities in girls to unravel the possibilities of a brighter, better, and safer tomorrow? I believe that if we want to address gender inequality in our lifetime, it is imperative to invest in girl leaders today to be the voice of their community and to be role models for other girls. For them to believe in what is possible when they are educated, enabled, and empowered. Equally important is to work with communities to transform regressive mindsets and behavior into positive action and outlook. It is my great pleasure to tell you that Milaan does exactly this. By mobilizing girls at the grassroots level, Milaan delivers comprehensive life skill-based education and social actions within communities on issues that affect them. Milaan builds the leadership of adolescent girls in rural India so that they gain the tools needed to succeed in society. When girls take leadership roles or become role models, it not only affects other girls, but also their parents, teachers, and communities to create sustainable change. Adolescence is that pivotal decade when poverty and inequality are passed on to future generations. When we invest in adolescent girls, we invest in a demographic dividend that will not only benefit them, but also their communities and the entire country for decades to come. Unlocking the potential of a generation of adolescent girls will be essential to achieve the ambitious UN 2030 Sustainable Developmental Goals, contributing to peace, prosperity, and equality. When empowered with the knowledge, skills, social networks, and opportunities to succeed in life, adolescent girls tend to marry later, bear children later, and have a better health and economic outcome for themselves, leading to a stronger and inclusive community. Milaan has the right vision of an inclusive and equal world, where every girl has the knowledge, skills, and social environment to pursue her dreams and explore her full potential. It is today that we must pledge to facilitate a movement of girl leaders to drive this intergenerational and systematic change in their communities. I hope you will be inspired by the stories you hear today and join our movement. Thank you.
Thank you, Anujan, for taking the time today to join us and highlight the vast potential and power of adolescent girls, igniting a hope in all of us. We now come to a moment we all have been eagerly waiting for. We have grassroots girl leaders, Deeksha and Shubhi, share with us their journey with Milaan's Girl Icon program and tell us more about themselves and their stories of change. With open arms and widest smiles, we welcome you, Shubhi and Deeksha, and over to you, superstars.
Thank you, Shefali Didi. Hello, everyone. My name is Deeksha Singh. I am doing BCA, Bachelor of Computer Application from the Study Hall College. I am from Uttar Pradesh in India. I live in the small village of Malahabad in Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is the most populated state in India. It is located in the north central part of India. I am lucky to be here and I feel blessed to share my experience on this platform. So I'm a girl icon and here I am with a girl icon, Shubhi Mahajan. Shubhi, can you please give your introduction as yourself?
Hello everyone. First of all, I thank you all to join us today. And now I would like to tell you something about myself. I am Shubhi Mahajan, a 16 years old girl icon who has joined this program this year only. I am from Khargone, Madhya Pradesh. I belong to a family where I have my mother to do everything for us. My father is not at all supportive. He even doesn't live with us. So my mother support me in everything. This gives me strength to do something in such a small age. Before we talk further, I would like to make you visualize my community. So, as you know, I am from Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh is in India. It's a state of India. Madhya means center, and Madhya Pradesh is located in the central province of India. Madhya Pradesh. Such a beautiful name, isn't it? The area is beautiful. The state is beautiful. But when we stress upon the condition of girls in Madhya Pradesh, it's not that good. Girls aren't treated so well here. People don't consider girls as the part of community. They just consider girls as burden. They don't let girls to be educated. If we talk about the literacy rate of Madhya Pradesh, there is a major difference between the literacy rate of males and females. So people don't let girls to be educated. They don't even let her to know anything. If we talk about periods, people don't let girls in their periods to sit with the family, to eat with the family. They just consider girls as untouchable. I have noticed the racial discrimination too in our community. So after knowing these things, after getting these things, I got inspiration, and only these things lead me to a way where I joined the Girl Icon program. So now, Dikshadi, can you please tell us about your community? Can you please give us a background of your community?
Yes, Shubhi. Uh, in my community, I have seen that most of the problems are related to girls. If I'm talking about literacy in Uttar Pradesh, so there is a big gap between them. So males are 79% and females are 59.45% in Uttar Pradesh. And one more thing, so because of uneducated people, that's why poverty is huge problem here. Can you imagine? I was going to doing survey in my community school. So there were most of the girls who don't know that they will study or not in their future. I was at that time like what condition of girls for education in my community.
They just want numbers.
To add one more thing, it is one problem is that there are many myths about menstruation, as you said to be in my community also. And as we are enrolled in this amazing program, so Shibi, can I know how you joined this organization and how was your journey?
Yes, Dee. As I have already told you about my community, the condition of girls isn't so good in my community. So, after knowing these things, from the very beginning, I wanted to be a social worker. I wanted to work for people. Then my Masi told me about this program. And as we can see that the girl icon word, the word girl icon itself is so powerful. So I joined the program. And before joining the program, I was not that confident that I can convey people. I was not that confident that I can talk to them. I wasn't that confident that I can let them know the rights of girls. I can let them know the importance of girls. But after joining the program, I got the confidence to do all these things. And even we have a group of about 21 girls, including me. We all got the confidence to express our thoughts in front of people. We all got the confidence to talk to people. uh, SAP, there is a word SAP, SAP, Social Action Project. It is a project that we all together design to together design via a tool, via Nukkad Natak rally, to spread the awareness among the community on the issue that bothers us the most. So it's not easy to convey 100 people at the same time, but with the help of SAP, we did it. We screened a movie on education and its importance in front of more than 100 people, and we were glad to see that those 100 people were comfortable in watching that movie. Those 100 people were getting the theme what we wanted to tell them. So SAP helped us a lot to let people know the importance of education. So basically, I can say that Girl Icon is a program that beautifies the lives of girls who have a dream and gives courage to those girls who have given up on their dream and who haven't seen the dream yet. So now the let us know about your journey in this program.
Yeah, of course, Shubhi. So I knew about this Girl Icon program from my school. I love to talk to strange people. I don't know why, but I like it. Like people say that I will talk to anyone very easily and comfortably to ask their problems. And one more thing, I like traveling, but I never going outside alone. Why I am telling you this? Because after joining this program, I was doing training alone for 6 days. So, a big change in my life. I nurtured the communicative skills as well as developed my personality through this amazing program. After training, I had to make a peer group in my community of 20 girls, adolescent girls. I was not able to make my group of adolescent girls, but I was going to their house continuously and tell them why it is important and helpful for them. This gives me persistence. And as you said that like menstruation, so not only Madhya Pradesh but also in UP, same problem. It's so huge and big taboo mainly in rural areas. As I belong to rural areas, there we can talk even like there we can not even talk about periods as it is meant as a curse. And people think that it's a very shameful thing. But I was doing social action project on that topic in my community to be aware of the hygiene of menstruation and why it is important to talk. My own grandmother was angry with me, and most of the people in my village were laughing. But I overlooked and went ahead with my goal, which was more important. Initially, people were ashamed of talking about menstruation. But when I showed courage, then the leaders of my village appreciated my efforts, and my own grandmother, for the very first time, talked about it in front of more than 100 people. With my confidence, I managed to overcome the situation and created menstrual awareness. Today, I am delighted to talk about how I could break a taboo on menstruation and to aware the people of my community. So it's so memorable part of my life, and I'm so happy to join this amazing program. And that's all about my journey of Girl Icon program. And one more thing I would like to add, as I was doing training physically, but after the pandemic, I did the training virtual. So it's a very good platform for me to learn about technical skills. So, Shubhi, you are also doing training via virtual. Let us know how technology helps you.
Uh, Technology. For me personally, technology helped me to overcome the fear of participation. After knowing about the technology, I got the confidence to participate in competitions. I got to know about this program via technology only. Uh, when I joined Milan, I received a phone to continue my education and training. We were lucky that we got the opportunity, but still there are many girls who do not get such opportunities. They are kept away from the access of mobile phones. As MP is one of the states that has the highest rate of dropout girls from school, I sometimes wonder what's happening to them, their lives. If they too have the same access to mobile phones, they could read journals, they too could read reports, they too could avail the study materials, they too could study online from home only, they too could study free from YouTube, but and what not. If every girl get these ease to mobile phones, I am sure that our community can be a better place. Not only this, I am fond of writing. Earlier, I had no platform to express my thoughts, but now I have different platforms to express my thoughts. Overall, technology or the access to phones can bring a huge change in our lives. Especially girls like us can connect to the world and can achieve our dreams. So overall, technology helped me a lot. That's all how technology helped me and how technology is helping other girls too. So now, Dee, please let us know how technology is helping in your life.
Yes, Shubhi. Whatever you said, I agree with that. Let me tell everyone how was I encounter to technology. First of all, when we growing up, especially as a girls, we are all kept of this exposure. But at the time of pandemic, technology became the important thing in our life, and we got lucky to learn at this age, like what is LinkedIn, Instagram, and other social media sites. and how to use it. Now I can use this knowledge to achieve my dreams. I would never know that these things exist. In India, especially girls even having a mobile phone, so people treat them like characterless. So I would also like to highlight one thing that has majorly changed our lives post pandemic, that is access to mobile phones and technology. Uh, when the pandemic happened, a lot of girls in my community lost their studies just because they had no access to mobile phones. We are lucky enough to make it through. Just because I had the support of this organization and Tripti ma'am, I was able to utilize the opportunity to continue my education. Today, I am able to access study resources like YouTube and learn many things from that. I feel more independent. So, due to using my technical skill, I will help myself and others and to make them aware about how to use this. Now, this time technology is being a part of our life. So that's all about how technology helps me. And thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
So that's all from our side. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening us. Thank you for giving your precious time to us. Special thanks to Milan for giving us this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Deeksha and Shubhi. It has been such a great pleasure to hear you. And thank you so much for taking us along your beautiful, inspiring, and bold journey. I would now like to open the stage to the audience who would like to ask these incredible girl leaders any questions they may have.
It's Amy. Can I ask each of them to maybe talk about what they see in their future, what their kind of goals are?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I want to go in the field of information technology as I'm doing BCA, Bachelor of Computer Application. So I want to be a software engineer. That's why I chose this.
And I want to be I want to be an IAS officer. I want to give civil services examination in future. I'm in 11th standard right now, so I have much time.
Thank you, Deeksha. Thank you, Shubhi. Great. All the best and all good wishes for you and your future endeavors. Anyone else would like to go?
Good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to be back here. Thank you, everyone, for putting this platform together. It's so amazing to see some of the initial groups. So thank you, Deeksha, for being here this morning. I'm delighted to see your future goals. 6 years later, it's just a dream come true to all of us. I have a quick question regarding technology. I know that both of you mentioned the advantages of having technology, and I want you to think a little bit about what are, if any, the limitations of being depending on technology to achieve your goals and dreams for the future. Thank you so much. Let me rephrase the question. I know both of you are working with community, that you're both looking in the world of social work and in the world of engaging in the community. Do you see anything that depending only on computers or technology will stop you from doing that? Like what happened during the pandemic situation, everybody relied on these platforms. Did you see anything not working for you because of just having to depend on technology?
Thank you, Rika, for the question. Can I take the liberty to maybe speak in Hindi if that's all right with Shubhi and Deeksha? Or Shubhi and Deeksha, would you like me to rephrase that in Hindi?
Yes, ma'am. Can you please translate it?
श्योर। तो दीक्षा और शुभी, मैम आपसे पूछ रही है कि जब आप जैसे आपने टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में बहुत सारी चीजें बताई, क्या फायदे और आपको उनसे क्या क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिली, आपको क्या लगता है कि कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी के कुछ थोड़ी मतलब ड्रॉबैक्स या फिर कुछ चैलेंजेस जो हो टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करने में, जो आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम्स आई हो या आपके कम्युनिटी में कोई प्रॉब्लम्स हो टेक्नोलॉजी और लड़कियों को लेके?
Yes, ma'am.
Is carelessness. If we use it carefully, there isn't any problem. But if we are using it carelessly, there may be many problems regarding technology, regarding our personal life, regarding many things.
Yes, I want also to add something. Like in my community, I saw that like most of the girls' parents, they don't like to use phones for girls. Like they feel that like girls do not have to use phones, and like they have very bad mentality of it. They feel that like girls are characterless, that's why she is always using phones. So the thing is happened.
Thank you, Deeksha. Thank you, Shubhi. Okay, we can have one last question and then we can go ahead.
I have a question. This is Kathy. And my question is, now that you're doing the virtual training, you do some things together in person and you do some things virtual. Can you tell us about what's still important about coming together face to face to meet the other girl icons, to go through certain training sessions? And please translate if that needs to be translated.
Yeah. Shubhi and Deeksha, आपसे पूछ रहे कि जैसे अभी आप कुछ ट्रेनिंग्स जूम पे करते हैं, पर आप अपने पीयर ग्रुप से अपनी कम्युनिटी में मिलते हैं एक साथ आमने सामने, तो आपको क्या लगता है कि जो हम आमने सामने मिलते हैं उससे आपको क्या सीख मिलती है और वो कैसे अलग है जूम मीटिंग से?
As we know, physical meeting is something so good. Virtual meeting is so good too. It's easy than a physical meet, but when we meet physically, we have the actual confidence. We got the actual confidence to talk to people face to face, to let them know what we think about them, what we think about our community. So we can convey them. We can let them know our thoughts, we can let them know what we think about them. And this is what mainly a physical meeting helps us to do. Physical meeting also helps us to communicate to people nicely, as we can communicate to people. There are many issues in virtual meeting, like we can have network issues, we can have issues in our mobile phones, but there is no problem in physical meeting. So physical meeting is so good. Physical meeting is better than virtual meeting, of course.
Yes, like I agree with Shubhi. Like sometimes face-to-face meetings are enhancing our relationship to the build trust with each other, and I think that virtual training is better than not better than face-to-face meetings.
Thank you so much, Shubhi and Deeksha, for your thoughts. And thank you so much for everyone who asked such profound and thought-provoking questions. We wish you all the very best, Deeksha and Shubhi, and more power to you, young change makers. All right, moving on, we now have the brilliant Jigisha Patel, president and co-founder of Ayathi Charity. Ayathi Charity Milan Foundation share a very special association of more than 7 years. Ayathi's team has wholeheartedly supported Milan's efforts and has nurtured a space for the organization to grow and thrive. For this and more, we're deeply thankful to the amazing work of Ayathi in detaching the stigma and taboo with menstruation, ensuring education, optimal hygiene practices, and menstrual health management for rural girls in India. Over to you, Jigisha.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. I am honored to be part of the annual celebration. My name is Jigisha Patel, and I am president of Ayathi Charity, a nonprofit focused on providing menstrual health education in an effort to teach them how to manage a natural process so that these young girls can go about their daily lives and, most importantly, stay in school. Bringing back dignity to these girls is our mission. We've been partners with Milan since our inception in 2015. As we founded our organization, which is based in the US, we knew we needed to source a partner in India which shares similar goals, values, and mission. We spoke to several organizations which were seemingly focused on these objectives. However, none were as committed, organized, and incited a passion for education for young, underprivileged girls as Milan. We knew we had met the right partner. The partnership began with the Making Schools Menstrual Friendly program, which then went into schools and taught menstrual health education. And this was solely a one-off program. Seeing that these girls needed even more guidance on how to use their voice, the program then evolved into the exemplary Girl Icon program that you see today. We have been partners along every step of the way in this evolution, or really it's a revolution. The Girl Icon program has developed into an extraordinary platform which has created thousands of social leaders in the community. Ayathi is focused on adolescent health for these young girls, which is just a portion of the entire agenda. However, we are grateful to be part of a larger program which teaches strength, voice, as you just heard, respect, and empowerment to these young girls. Our partnership together with Milan has impacted more than 20,000 young girls. We couldn't be happier. We continue to support Milan as it transforms and reaches an even larger audience and touches thousands more girls through the virtual program. Our mission is embedded in Milan's mission, and their success is our success. Dhirendra, Tina, and the rest of the Milan team are truly some of the most selfless, determined, and positive people. We know that they do not stop pursuing the mission under any circumstance. Their adaptation to a complete virtual program during COVID-19 pandemic showed their ability to be dynamic and unwavering commitment to their goal. They have been and will continue to be our trusted partner and friend. Personally, I am privileged enough to have been educated in the United States. However, I was born in a small village in Gujarat, and I could have easily been one of those girls. My mother was there in the village. She didn't get past a high school education. She went on and got married. This mission hits very close to the heart. Having a resource like the Girl Icon program provides these young girls with the ability to see a future which they would have never thought possible. So we're looking forward to moving ahead with progress and reach even further than we thought possible. If they can see an unlimited destination, so should we. Ayathi will continue to do that with Milan. And thank you all for this time.
Thank you so much, Jigisha, and kudos to your team at Ayathi for doing such important and passionate work. And we deeply appreciate your encouraging words that fuels our purpose. What we have next is going to melt your hearts and make your day. The very talented girl icons, Divya and Kajal, have a very special message through a very special song. And if you don't believe in angels, you sure will after this song. So here we go.
I have a dream. Do you have a dream? A song to sing, to see the wonder of a fairy tale. You can take the future, even if you fail. I believe in angels. Do you believe in angels? Something good in everything I see. I believe in angels. When I know the time is right for me,
I'll cross the stream. I have a dream, oh yeah. I have a dream, a fantasy to help me through reality. And my destination, make it worth the while, pushing through the darkness, still another mile. I believe in angels, something good in everything I see. I believe in angels, and I know the time right is right for me. I cross the stream. I have a dream, oh yeah. I have a dream. Do you have a dream? A fantasy. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed that little performance. And as we inch closer to the end of our event, we are thrilled to share our impact towards our mission in building a movement of girl leaders. Each day at Milan, we're driven with a sense of purpose, passion, and drive to ensure that girls in vulnerable communities of India are educated, healthy, and safe. We have with us Milan's co-founder, chief executive officer, and the captain at the helm of the ship, Dhirendra Pratap Singh.
Thank you so much, Shefali. Namaskar, everyone. My deepest gratitude for you all to join us this morning. We at Milan Foundation are committed to address gender inequality by investing in the voice, choice, and the power of girls. You've heard Deeksha and Surbhi, but I want to start with a story from the beginning. I think we heard Amy and we heard Jagisa that the Girl Icon program started in 2015. So I want to give you a story from 2015. In 2015, we met a 14-year-old girl, Rajni. She came from a community where girls were normally not educated beyond the grade 5, and they get married before they turn 15. But Rajni refused to accept the normal. She negotiated, worked really hard, and cleared high school. Her resilience brought her the way into the Milan's Girl Icon program. Today in 2021, Rajni is the first postgraduate girl in her community. She has stopped dozens of child marriages and enrolled more than 100 girls back into school. But Rajni's story is not just an anecdotal one. It's a story of thousands of girls who are determined to challenge the social norms and write their own stories of aspiration, hope, and freedom. India is a home to 120 million adolescent girls, the largest in the world, many of whom might never achieve their potential just because they're girls. It's also very important to understand that the life stories for millions of these girls is written much before they're born, with them perceived as liability and marriage as a tool to get rid of this perceived liability. That the vulnerabilities within these communities ride on the social structure of caste, religion, and economic status. We use this intersectional lens to make a strategic decision of working directly in the communities, as over 60% of adolescent girls from vulnerable communities are actually outside of the school system. Milan's work with adolescent girls using girl-centered programming for social norms transformation and create pathways for girls to fulfill their own potentials. The Girl Icon program, our flagship program, uses leadership pedagogy to build girl icons as role models to mobilize communities to invest in girls as they invest in boys, and create evidence to showcase what changes when we invest in girls. Every girl icon further mobilizes and enables 20 more girls with 21st century life skills. And together, they design and implement projects to address the unique challenges they face in their everyday lives. I'm very, very proud to say that our model has been independently evaluated by University of California, Berkeley, to create evidence on how creating role models create pathways for communities to further invest in girls. Additionally, an evaluation of the last 5 years of our work with over 10,000 girls has shown some exceptional outcomes, with more than 99% have been able to delay the age of marriage beyond the legal age of 18, and over 95% have transitioned into secondary education. But where we stand today in this COVID era, COVID had a disproportionate effect on girls. Now research is showing that as high as 54% girls who were interviewed by Right to Education Forum said that they were uncertain of coming back to school. There has been a 17% increased risk for girls to be child brides. So the scenario just now has become bad, which was bad to worse rather. And then there's an urgent need to act to address the problem here and now. Inspired by the resilience of girls like Deeksha and Subhi and Rajni, we at Milaan Foundation are now committing to work with over 100,000 girls in the next 3 years and will ensure that 85% of the girls in the program will transition into secondary education and 95% will not be child brides. I also take this opportunity to invite you all to be part of our journey and support our work. An investment of just $45 per girl will provide her the knowledge, skills, and the nurturing environment to ensure that she's in school, she's healthy, and she's safe. So please do consider supporting us. Once again, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We couldn't have come so far with so much of unconditional love, support, and encouragement we've received from all of you. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dhirendra. And here we are at the end of our 6th annual celebration of Girl Leaders. And what a great time did we have. I thank each one of you once again who have joined us today from places far and wide, dedicating their time, attention, and love to us. We're filled with gratitude and believe it has been an enriching experience and a learning experience for you as well. We cannot wait to share with you our work, achievements, and impacts as we are set to sail the ship for scale. We sincerely hope you consider donating and supporting our cause and become part of our voyage. To stay tuned and for more updates, please feel free to reach out to us and follow us on our social media. Details are in the chat. Good day, good afternoon, and good night to all of you. Thank you.